There is a quantum computing company that is publicly traded, a quantum stock that is about to break out, in my humble opinion. The ticker is QBTS. If you saw IONQ move already, you know that quantum is under the spotlight right now. And you want to be where the money is about to move. So let's jump into the chart and the fundamental reasons why QBTS and quantum are getting bought. So here's QBTS. Here are the levels. If we zoom in, 18 is pretty important, going back to, I would say this is about 2 weeks ago, more like a month ago. It's easy to underestimate how long this has gone sideways. This is the argument for QBTS, is that sideways motion. Because IONQ went today, RGTI started to go. QUBT is starting to build. However, and this is a very difficult call, QBTS does seem like the more probable place to put money and get a higher reward, with a very similar risk profile of $1 or $2. Now, if you don't trade technically, you want to jump into the fundamentals for these companies. And I don't blame you, because they move based on fundamentals. So let's look at those. Let's respect that the reason these are moving are for fundamental reasons. But what's most important to me right now is comparing QBTS and QUBT. And this video is on QBTS for a reason. I do think that it bears out the best technical move, and in terms of comparing the actual companies, that is too difficult to do at this time with such an early stage technology, in my opinion, as a short to medium term investor. So QUBT does have NASA contracts. QBTS does have collaborations with research institutions. These companies are very similar. I don't want to get caught up in the weeds of the engineering of integrated light technology, photonics, versus quantum annealing, a mathematical approach to solving control problems. What I want to do is look at broadly why this sector is moving, and IBM is the leader, but we don't buy the leader. On this channel, we buy stocks that are likely to go up. And for that reason, we're looking at the stock that lit the fuse, the head of the snake. That's IONQ. They secured UK regulatory approval for the acquisition of a leading quantum computing startup. And these developments are important. They obviously have positively impacted investor sentiment. And now what we do as swing traders, as investors, as medium-term investors, is we look to the next company. And it has to be QBTS. If you're a fundamental investor, if you look at revenue, the revenue year over year is up 40%. It is $3 million. It's nothing that is going to be worth putting into your DCF, discounted cash flow valuation model. They are included in the quantum computing ETF made by Defiance. We know that quantum has institutional interest. None of this is fundamental in the sense of creating a model to buy QBTS based on its revenue or its investors. What we have to do is say, look, there's 4 companies to buy. 2 of them, Rigetti Computing, RGTI, and Quantum Computing Inc., QUBT, recently had hundreds of millions of dilution, okay, which is going to be helpful in the long run. That's a bit of a Freudian slip there. The long run, not the wrong run. And a third company got approval for a $1 billion acquisition of a quantum computing startup. So, by process of elimination, QBTS is the company we want to buy. Okay? In my humble opinion, D-Wave Quantum Inc., as I highlight this on ChatGPT, is the company we want to buy. Can I go into details on analyst upgrades? I can't. Is that useful for you to decide if you're going to buy the stock because analysts say to buy it? No, that's not useful because that's an analyst's job to get paid and then say to buy the stock. So that's a cursory fundamental analysis of what I believe to be the best quantum computing company to buy right now, with the clear understanding that the core reason to buy this is what the chart looks like. It is what it is. This isn't I like the stock. This is I like the chart. This is the chart. You can risk $1. There's a lot of blue skies above $22, getting up to this $27 level, which technically that's where the blue skies really are, but you can see the amount of volume that was traded up there is minimal. So there aren't going to be many bag holders selling, which means if people are making money, the stock keeps going up. So, bag holders would sell if the stock gets up to the level where they were because they're suddenly break even again. There aren't many bag holders, so that's not going to have a lot of selling downward pressure on the stock. People that are buying the stock down here are going to be in the money, to say it in options language, which means they're making money, which means they're not likely to sell. When a lot of people own the stock, there's a lot of demand, and those people are making money, they are not likely to sell. That is the reasoning for quantum, specifically QBTS is the stock I think is the way to go, although I just outlined a pretty clear reason why I was so conflicted with QUBT right there by mistake. But this is the one that I believe, based on prior runs, is most predictable. Okay, when you got a breakout here, you can get another breakout up at 22, and somewhere in here, I would say around 1950 is the best time to buy QBTS. We did have a comment on the good entry point for QUBT, so coincidentally, I did give that to you in this video on this live. Those are the levels for QBTS. $19, and then the whole $20 level is going to be important. And of course, on the 5-year, this is blue skies, which is why everyone's talking about quantum. If you are living under a rock, or you have a job, which is the whole reason we talk about swing trading, is you can do it around a job. This is the stock that went earlier today. And no matter when you're seeing this video, in the next 12 hours, the next 3-4 days after the weekend, QBTS is the next mover. Thank you, SC. Let's sign off. Thank you for the comments in the live as I'm making this. If you are looking for more stock ideas, hit that subscribe button. It notifies you when I go live and when I release a new video. If you want the concise stock ideas, if you're looking to get help in a group setting with a $9 million verified day trader, go to AikaidoTradingMethod.com. That link is down in the description below. It's Aikaido, like AIKIDO. That is a martial art that uses the opponent's strength against them. Lines up a lot with trend trading or betting against the crowd. So check that out. Hit that subscribe button to see more, and I will see you in the next one.